Hey, welcome in, folks. It's Babbaginator. We're in the long dark. We're on day 20.
Not sure I can carry much more.
Got 30 days left on this run. And a lot of concern because I think we're really behind pace on this. Anyways, where we're at here, day 20. Crafted bow. We need to kill some more things. We've only killed, yeah, we've only got one bear down so far. We've killed a number of wolves, but we need to start killing more bear. But let's see if we can find ourselves good weather out here. Okay.
I need to find some place to escape this cold.
That's the wolf that we killed already. Guess we can keep going.
I could eat anything right now.
So cold though, right? Minus 18, because we got no clothes. Okay, so I think our goal now is actually to go find some clothes.
If I don't warm up soon. This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Yeah, we killed a bunch of wolves out there. Looks like there's another wolf. Oh, there's the bear. Let's try our luck with bear. We can do the bear hunt from the fishing hut. Okay, we're gonna warm up our teas here. Wow, we got nothing. No sticks left.
Come on, little fire. Perfect.
Yeah, we really don't have much left here.
This'll come in handy.
Really gusty out there.
Meat trees.
Okay. I'm gonna hunt the bear the old-fashioned way. I'm gonna climb up the hill, shoot him from the top. This is a callback to my first tournament where the last bear we killed, we shot from the top of this point. I climbed all the way up here. But this is a little too far right now. That's unfortunate. We waited too long. We could try our luck again. Over here, but almost certainly he will find a way to get us. No, now he's too far away again. Too far. Hey, welcome. We waited too long to try to go after the bear. We were going to try to replicate our Hail Mary shot from our very first tournament, but he went too far. Can't reach him with the shot. And having survived one bear mauling, I'm not really like anxious to go and start another bear mauling so soon. So yeah. We can come back. We got some water boiling here. We'll just come back and grab our pot and our water, and then wait for the bear to come back. Okay, I guess we can loot the house, see if we can find some more clothing. But yeah, good to see you. See you, Roller. How was your day? My day actually has been pretty good. I started off the day working on one project. This project where I was trying to install and set up this one particular platform on a server. I've been fighting it for the last several weeks, and this morning I had an epiphany about how to solve the problem, or at least what the nature of the problem was, and sure enough, my solution worked, and I was able to get the thing working. So that project is done. I turned it over to the faculty person. She verified that it's working as intended. I did some notes, which I'm going to finish up tomorrow, which basically summarize a walkthrough of what to do to set this up again. If the next time she teaches the class, the IT department again says they don't have the bandwidth or the capacity to do the setup for her, she'll at least have a walkthrough she can hand off to a graduate student to do it. Because they almost never do it. Faculty almost never do the work themselves, so almost never. But yeah, so that's that was good news. It was good to be finally done with that project. The only downside is that contract was a separate contract from my usual job, so it actually had better pay than my usual position. But it also had a limited number of hours, so we're getting close to the, I think I'd used up about 2/3 of the hours that were allotted for the project, so yeah. And in the no news is good news category, last week I submitted, was it last week? It was the 9th? Yeah, so it was last week. I submitted my short story to major sci-fi literary magazine that normally reports back in 2 days, and normally if they report back in 2 days it's a no. It's been 5 days, so I know it's currently number 14 in the queue, and it's been sitting there for over a day, so 2 days now. So I'm hoping that translates to something positive, either a personalized rejection or maybe even an acceptance.
I'll take it.
But nothing official at this point. Just not a no. Not the swift no. Yeah. And I had reached out to my composer to get an update on the opera, and she says, other than a confirmation about the first dress rehearsal, movement rehearsal, we don't have any other firm dates yet. We're still waiting for an update from our producer. So, gotta be patient.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Okay, should we go out there and see if we can shoot the bear? Where's Mr. Bear right now?
not sure I can carry much more.
Furry bear.
I need to find food.
That's not good. Yeah, it's bad news for us. Probably should restock on our old man's beard. Since we used the last bandage already.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. So this is not going to help us.
And this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Well, these are better than those.
I'm starving.
I think what else I did. Went for a walk. Finished off the last of the pumpkin pie I bought myself yesterday for Thanksgiving. Yeah. Went quickly. Probably good that it's gone. I like pumpkin pie a little bit too much, so. Yep. Heard from a programmer friend of mine back in Los Angeles who's currently looking for work and envious of me living in Canada. Can't repair these. Not in the darkness. Don't have enough really to make pancakes. Can't repair in the dark. Yeah, this is not going to help us at all. Okay, it's laid out.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
It's super cold and windy. Not yet. Not going out yet. Oh, I remember what else. I I tried to do today. This afternoon, when I had a little bit of a break, I decided I would try to swap the headlights out on my car, which went almost perfectly. I had 2 bolts out, and then I realized that my 3rd bolt I did not have a wrench long enough to get to, or angled right. You know, I had a ratchet set. I needed a longer armed wrench to reach down to get the 3rd bolt, which is tucked below, like lower inside of the car, like inside of the engine cavity. So it was just, yeah. So I had to order one, which will come later this week, and then hopefully they'll be take them out. The bolts are easy to remove. Headlights are easy to remove. I don't have to change anything. Like I don't have to dismantle a lot of stuff. It's just 3 bolts and they pop right out. So. Still too gusty. Guess we can repair this. this guy down a little bit. Or not. Just not cooperating here. Our clothing is not good enough that we can just run out there without taking a lot of damage all the time. So we are going to spend a little bit more time doing repairs. This guy needs repairs. So yeah, I'm looking forward to spending a little bit of time on Friday
Anything right now.
swapping out the headlights, and then I'll just need to make an appointment to get the fog light bulbs, the bulbs for the fog lights replaced, because unfortunately they're requires getting under the car, and I park on the street and there's no place for me to be able to lift the car up and do that. Nor do I have, like, other than a jack, I don't have the means to do that. Okay. Okay, where are you, bear? You already on the road? Oh, he's already coming. He's back on the road there. Should we wait for him? We could snag a wolf while we wait. How fast is he moving? Actually, we don't have a lot of firewood, do we?
Oh, I'm starving.
I think we should grab this deer. This deer carcass over here.
Gotta warm up somehow. Come on, little fire. Too cold to think.
Sneaky. Yay, we got one. Shot him in the butt. Okay, so that puts us at... Is that our first deer? Seriously? We've not been hunting deer so far? No, we got 2 deer. Let's see what we got here. Make certain it's all right. So we got 1 bear, 6 wolves, 2 deer, 2 rabbits. So that would put us at, that's another 3, we're at 63.
Did I say I hate being cold? Because I really do.
That's Mr. Bear over there, isn't it? Or is that a rock? That's Mr. Bear.
Sure getting cold.
How can we do this? I think he's going to come through.
Jeez, this is cold. Ah, spooked him. Where's the bear gone? Oh, we lost our deer because someone shot him. No, we didn't. Yep, spooked him again. Okay, hold on a second. Be back in a short second, couple minutes.
Hey, we're back. Do we feel like chasing this guy again? Do we know where this bear is going to end up? You know what? The wolf is worth more. We're going to go after the wolf, hunting the rabbits. Ah! Missed him.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
That's a shame. I guess we could steal your dinner and then you would come looking for us. I hear you. Where are you at? Yeah, clipped him. Still counts.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Yeah. We still have to get our water pot back.
My fingers feel numb.
Is there another wolf out there?
Wait. I'm so cold. I'm warming up a bit.
You gonna stop? You keep moving. Nice try, buddy. Now we can go back and get our water and harvest that other deer.
I'm starving.
How much firewood do we have? 8 sticks of firewood. Not much. This one we already got.
One little fire. Oh, lucky day. Can you eat trees? Because I'm gonna.
Hmm. Uh-oh. Did the bear die? Bear is not dead yet.
Damn, I'm freezing.
Yeah, we just need to find enough sticks to keep ourselves warm while we wait for that bear to die. We still, no, we don't have the rabbit on us anymore. Are we warm enough? We can make this work.
It's goddamn freezing. far behind.
Still not there. Not dead yet.
The cold is making my head feel thick.
Want to be warm enough. This takes too long. 2 hours. Breakdown. 2.5.
Oh, so cold.
Well, the best we can do is this.
Come on, little fire. Why didn't that work? Come on, little fire.
Still not warm enough in here. 22 days. Bear is dead. Okay. Seven wolves. Okay, so let's see. 2 plus 6 is 8. 8 and 35 is 43, plus 2, plus 50, 93. Is that right? Bears are 25. Bears are 25. Okay, so this is 0, 2, 6, 35, 50, 85, and 8, 93. Okay, so we're good. Okay, let's go in and rest up.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
We've broken down all the wood in here already. Okay. Okay.
I need anything right about now.
Okay, we're at double digits. That's better. Okay. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow evening. A friend of mine is in town to do a poetry reading. And it'll be good to see them. I feel like I live two lives here, at least two lives. I have the life of the recently graduated library student who is desperately trying to break into the profession and land a decent job. And then there's the life of the accomplished poet, author, speaker, etc., 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 who is viewed as an expert already in his field. And so it's like in one place, I feel like my peers are, I fit in one place and I don't fit in the other place yet. Just challenging. Okay, we'll sleep for another hour. 22 days. We need more torches. This is not good. Stuck wasting more time. Just the consolation is that we have dealt with predators.
Wheat trees?
Who's this? I think we already dealt with this guy. No, that was the one we shot. Ran all the way over here. Hey, Nemesis. Welcome in. I should give you guys a shout out. Yeah, good to see you. See what you're up to
I'm
here.
gonna get you.
Oh, that's it? I'm doing pretty well, honestly. Last stream was kind of all over the place. We killed bear, but we also got mauled by the bear. That was not fun. But yeah, we're doing the Loper division of the tournament, and
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
93, we killed 2 bears already, and about 7 wolves, and a couple rabbits and deer. Oh, clipping your animal noises. Okay. We're on day 22, I think. 22, 23? 22. Yeah, 22. 22 days in. So we're not quite halfway through, but we're way behind. Like, there are people who have had much stronger starts and much more efficient use of time. gotten trapped in a few places, had some delays getting, like, we wasn't until day 14 before we actually had till we had a bow, so, because it took us forever to get our maple. Oh, it looks like the bear landed over there. As you know, I do still make animal noises on request, so. Baba, bark, 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 bark. There you go. So we shot this bear without getting mauled, but we did have to wait longer for him to fall over. We've already killed, I think, almost all the wolves in the region, so there might be one or two floating out there that we missed, but okay. $40. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. $25. So yeah, welcome in Raiders. Thanks for joining us. We are just doing the best we can on this challenge. I'm going to take our food with us here. Didn't get everything, but that's okay.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
We're just going to keep moving on into Crumbling Highway and do a little hunting there as well. Yeah, at least we don't have to worry about being jumped by the bear, because the bear is dead. And our big predators in Crumbling Highway will be the rapidly regenerating wolves. Yeah, you take those wolves down, and then within about 24 hours, it feels like they're back up and running. So. So let's see, what can I tell you, Nemesis? I think I mentioned before that we've got a longer wait for those poems that got published, or got accepted for publication from the Letters series. Apparently not going to be published until spring 2026. So wait until early next year. But on a different note, I am currently waiting on a different submission. Yeah, I queried them. I sent an email asking for an update, and they said, yeah, typically we have a 5-month queue. So I was like, okay. They'll send galleys or the proofs, the pre-publication, draft to me at the beginning of 2026. So. But I am waiting on something else. I sent my short story, my speculative fiction short story, out to a major sci-fi journal in the States, and they normally respond within 2 days, usually if that's a no. And it's been 5 days. So I think that means I am out as a slush pile and into hopefully a second or third read. So yeah, I'm excited by that. I think it'd be a big win for me if I could get that publication. I mean, yes, there's a little bit of money involved, but it's also, it'd be my first fiction publication. I've written a lot of other things. I just haven't really written and published fiction. So this would be my first fiction, my first speculative fiction. Another missing arrow. We'll take those. So, but yeah, I'm still waiting. So all I know is I didn't go into the immediate reject pile, which is a good sign. I think they say like 75% of their submissions are responded to within 2 days. Yeah. But I'm really proud of that story. I think it is a really good story. And I'm
not sure I can carry much more.
Really hoping that it's the start of some other fiction publications. I do need to sit down and work on some longer pieces. And I've got some other pieces I've started in the past that I think I might revisit and rewrite. Things that I wrote and I was like, I don't know where this is going to go, but okay, Wolfie, where are you? we got a blizzard coming. Okay, we'll see you in a bit.
Gotta warm up somehow. I've never felt so cold in my life. This pack is getting kind of heavy.
How are we doing? We have all these guys that need to cure. Keep forgetting we have all these guys that we've harvested that haven't. Okay. Oh. I guess we could sleep here and then travel when the storm passes. So we'll try to sleep as long as we can. So I was watching a little earlier this evening before we... Hey, welcome back, Nemesis. A little earlier this evening before we started streaming, I was watching a video from Ginny D talking about, she had done a bunch of interviews with different people on the subject of professional DMing. And so she talked to professional DMs who work online primarily, in person, people who do conventions, as well as the founder, CEO of Start Playing, which is sort of the largest sort of online, website slash marketplace for finding online games, paid online DMs, as well as people who play regularly in those games and talk about sort of the good and bad, and answered a lot of questions. Anyways, it was really interesting, and it kind of confirmed a number of things that I had suspected. Which is one, that the most common rate that people charge is about $18 to $22 per person. That is pretty much, although some people can charge up to $40 per person, but usually they take some time to build up to that. The person who was charging $40 had, over 1,000 hours of running games. Yeah. You play your games through there? Oh, really? Okay. So I thought about it. I thought about, a host of different options, whether it's to try to do a lot of online games, or just to, maybe do one a week, one campaign a week, and just focus that way. Because at the moment, I'm currently running one game and playing in one game. One game is in person, the other one's online. But during the pandemic, I used to run, five different campaigns a week. I don't think the people who are doing pretty well, like treat it as a job, are running usually about, what do they say? Oh, I think about 10 games a week or more.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
That's a lot. Yeah, I mean, the hardest part, I think, is just getting started, right? It's like when you're new on that site as a DM, no one really knows what kind of DM you're going to be. You could talk a good talk, but there's just no reviews yet. So I think that's probably the hardest to break in. But I think like the 18 to 22, so about 20 is being average. Yeah. I think if I were to do it, I'd probably start at 20.
Come on, little fire. Come on.
As the starting point for me. I have a lot of experience.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, it would probably pay to also play in at least one online game to get a sense of what people consider, for that amount of money, what kind of game are you getting? Yeah, that's I think the ongoing struggle, right? It's like even the current campaign, in-person campaign that I'm running right now, we added a new person, and it took him a few weeks to really find the right, like I vetted him, and he was pretty new to the game. Like he played a lot of Baldur's Gate 3, and he played in maybe one other game, and grew up like doing D&D like activities, like roleplay activities, but he was pretty new to 5th edition. And so I think getting him past, it wasn't too much of it. I think he'd also watched Critical Role, so it wasn't. It was just really getting him past the video game aspect of Baldur's Gate 3, and getting him past, and getting him sort of like figuring out how to listen and balance his character with the other characters in the game. So like player wise and character wise, that they need to mesh. And I try to tell people, it's like, if a good D&D game will feel like an improvisational jazz session where each of the players has their own skills, talents, and experience, but how it comes together is by them listening to each other and creating spaces for each other to shine, So it's like you can't solo the entire time. That's just not how it works, right? And so you got to figure out how to riff off of the other people around you, create opportunities for them to really do their thing, and also create hooks for the DM. So it's not always the DM pushing stuff onto you, but you can also be helpful in creating interesting possibilities, ask good questions, push the world building in interesting ways. Session 26, so this is a long running campaign. Yeah, I think the longest campaign I ran was 72, 74 sessions long. But most of the time, most of my games are more in the, I'd say, between 15 and 30 sessions. And partly because I find that my interest in writing the game starts to decline after the characters reach about level 12. It's a very different type of game to run. At the once you get past level 10, it's a lot more challenging. I've done it, but it's not. It's just more time consuming to prepare. Yeah, and I think it's the very reason why we like The Long Dark, right? Just because you never feel godlike. Everything could be going along great, and then you get shredded by a bear, and you lose half your clothing, and suddenly you're like really fragile again. Or you thought you had all your medical needs stocked up, and you forgot something, and then you can't fight off infection, and then you die. Yeah. Do you find that your preference is for more of these homebrew, like the DM designs the world and the story, versus the people that run modules? Because I imagine, in some sense, running a module can be attractive to some people because it simply is, it's a known thing. but at the same time, I feel like it's modules tend to push stories in very particular directions, and it takes a lot of work for the DM and the players to kind of go outside of, well, especially when the players are going outside of where the module is written itself. So. Wow, that's ridiculous. I mean, I've done some silly things too, but yeah, that definitely would add to it. Okay, so we are a little bit overweight. I think we'll just drop this here. I think we'll leave one food here. Take an extra coal. I think maybe we'll leave a water here as well. Okay, let's see if we can find. Mm-hmm. Do we need this guy? No, not really. I guess we could harvest them and then pull the wolves along. No, we might just leave it for the way back. Yeah, building the whole world is a lot of work. My shortcut is that almost all the campaigns I run are set in the same world. So, like, the world building I do in one campaign is really helping me flesh out the world in a second campaign, and a third campaign, and fourth campaign. And there's like maybe about 5 or 6 different starts that I have. And once the campaign starts, there's no guarantee that one group is going to choose to you know, that the path that they take is going to be anywhere similar to the previous group that started with a similar campaign start. So, you know, things may shift in terms of, you know, what's happening within the city. I sometimes change up who the ultimate villain is for certain scenarios. You know, try to keep people guessing. And also challenge myself to, like, see if there's different ways to challenge the players, different ways to, oh, look at that fish. Yeah, so I'm always looking for things to do. But yeah, I think we'll see. We'll see what happens. You could be a T-Rex. I'm still waiting to hear if I make it to the next step in my next stage of this job application for the librarian role. If I don't get that position, then I will be looking for other types of work for the new year. Which might translate to doing tutoring work for the short term. There's like a lot of demand in the area. And being at least partially bilingual would definitely open a few doors for me in that regards. Bring out the dinosaurs. No, I do have like ongoing threads that run through multiple campaigns. So there's a whole like subplot around giant crabs. Because in one campaign, the party discovered there was an underground arena of where people would bet on gladiatorial fights between giant crabs that had been genetically, magically, or mechanically enhanced. And then we created a whole mini game where people created their own. They'd have a point budget, and they could use to like design their own giant crab competitor, and then we would run the fights. That was a lot of fun. Giant crab fight actually became so popular that we actually did like 2 whole sessions that were nothing but giant crab fights. And I thought about actually turning giant crab fight into a card game. I should actually go back and finish that. I have 2 card game projects that I need to go back and finish. Crab fight being one of them, and then the other one is Magical Bookseller, which is basically, you know, a game where loosely inspired by Tiny Bookshop, but set in a fantasy world where you where basically you try to find books to sell, which may involve trading and bartering. It might involve dungeon delving, or okay. Finally. I was wandering around hoping we'd get the wolf showing up here. That works. Crab fight! Yeah. There's another one. Buddy number 2. Okay. I see you, buddy. We'll take a broken arrow. Don't have to worry about that one. So that's 2 wolves. Run around. Run around. Go away. Okay. Yeah. No, this is. Well, I guess we're getting close to our time too. So.
That didn't work.
Well, that's sad. But yeah, next time you come on, I'll be certain to get you a poem in. That's entertaining, but weird. That works. Okay, he keeled over. Where did he keel over? Sounded close by. Oh, there he is. He's behind us. No, that's the one we shot earlier. Yep. Looks like you ran over here. Then what happened? I mean, we see him, we just don't know where he disappeared to. Well, I guess we're out of luck. Lost that arrow. It's just the dead guy. Yeah. Okay. Do. Okay, so I think what we'll do, we'll restock our torches here, and then we'll
Come on, little fire.
run through this mine, and we'll save on the other side. Oops. Okay. Let's see, how are we doing? Still good on water. So we are on 23 days. Let's just do a final check in here. 23 days. And we have 9 wolves killed now. Two bears, 0 moose. 2 deer, 2 rabbits. Okay, so that means we are currently at 9, 45. So that's 95 plus 8 is 103. Okay.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
So I did spend some time this morning going through my other poems to see if I had enough to, or if I could find a combination that would make a good submission set. So still on the fence. There's like 2 poems that I definitely want to send out. 3rd poem I think will work. 4th one needs revision. Then there's another one that I thought would be okay, but now I'm not so certain about. So, may want to do some more thinking and exploring this week. But yeah, tomorrow morning I actually have to get up and read. Have sitting on a prize jury, so I have to read all these books.
Pack is getting too heavy to carry.
And then we have these monthly meetings to check in on the books that we've read so far in the big list, and then yep. Ooh. But this time around, some submissions came in late, and so they only sent us the PDF versions. It's a real pain to read. Two. We'll keep that. Okay, so eat the smallest piece first. Okay.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Okay, we're at day 24. We're almost halfway through. Save. Okay, so day 24. We have a long ways to go. Yeah, so let's read some poetry as we wrap up. Oh, let's see. I was thinking about this. I'd forgotten I had this. This is a newer book by one of. I had this. I was the mentor to this guy, and his first book is out, and it is beautifully written. Let's see if we can find an example here. Something. Trying to find one that's not too long, but I am leaning towards this one. This is from Weijia Pan's, or Pan Weijia, if we were to do it Chinese style. Motherlands, published by Milkweed, winner of the Matt Ritvo Poetry Prize, selected by Louise Glick. This is entitled Rebirth. The night's drumming on tree trunks with deepening cracks, on houses bolted like curtains of trews, the grass gives a low hum that stirs the branches that hold a nest. A fledgling heartbeat, the fledgling is dead. Some boys shot it down. They crouched wearied-eyed below the porch, and when the sun dimmed a little, their eyes widened, like a dead fish's, like the full tangerine, skin peeled off and curled on my table. At night I stare as if a hatchling will crawl out of it, clean it with water, keep it warm in my palm, cup it like a child's face, save it for its narrow blue veins. When a life is kicked into being, it carries the will to live and the cruelty to destroy. The boys make slingshots, wrapping rubber around the wooden Y. The sparrows arrive with fresh worms and twigs. The tangerine I nurture in my hands will never hatch a bird. A bird is a bird's masterpiece. A boy is a king starting his kingdom. His slingshot is modified with double passion, and when a decree is given by the mind, the eyes and hands follow. Now the sky is lacquered, and the boys have left. They were looking for the new target. The skin of the fledgling they turned over glared in the last streak of sun. A red spot near the gutter. It darkens. The sky grumbles. But will it cry? Okay, that was Rebirth. Kind of an eerie, weird little poem about cruelty, I think. Childhood cruelty. About nature. About what we hold on to, I think, as well. And let's read one of my own. Let's see what we got here tonight. Begin. Okay, it's been a while since we did that. This is the first poem in Babbage's Dream. It's also been set to music. And so there's a performance of this as well. I'll dig up the link for that too. But yeah, this comes from Babbage's Dream, published by Centrist Publications in 2017. This is the first poem. Begin. Someone dreams of fire in a field. In a cold house, in the winter, your head is on the table, your mind busily constructing a machine. Something taps at the door, calls you out from the deep reverie of making and unmaking. The wood is dark and full of veins. Lost in its haze, you glimpse a shape through the thick trees of night, and hear the distant sound of an engine moving, its pistons and gears heavy with shudders and sighs. How it seems that you've always heard it coming, long before it appears, the embodied will of the earth set to flame, a metal desire, the semblance of an unknown name you've carried home with you, unwittingly, all night, your body singing. In the hallway mirror, something stirs in the corner of your eye, and you cannot say what it is, only that it grows like a wildfire in a storm, that tastes of steam, that you would lay every number in the world on end, and still it would not be enough, the heavens opening wide their spiraling arms, and the dark heart within yearning to pull everything back, while you stand on the threshold, believing. So a little note about that poem. So it's a reference. Oh, it's actually not in the notes at all. So this is not even in the notes. But the reference here is partly to sort of the story that Babbage tells about how the idea of using machinery to do calculations, to basically do intellectual labor came to him. And apparently he had spent much of the day in a reading room, a gentleman's club, reading room, library somewhere. And he had been reading and thinking, actually it was probably, I think he was still in university at the time. Anyways, he had been reading. He fell asleep at the table. And what he had been reading up until that point had been, I mean, this is really dry stuff, but he'd been studying logarithmic tables and other like trigonometric tables, other sort of tables of calculated values. These were produced in a very laborious way by teams of people calculating, and then the numbers being put down, typeset, and then printed out. And this was a process that was really rife with error. There's so many ways that it could go wrong. There's so many things that could be people, like if you were a single person trying to do this, you could easily make an error that would then propagate through all the tables and make them useless. And so Babbage was thinking, you know, before he fell asleep, he was thinking it would be, there's got to be a better way. And in his dream, he dreamed that, you know, when he fell asleep, he dreamed about this problem, and he woke up with this like startling idea. He says, you know, why not do this all with steam? Why couldn't we just build a machine that automated all these different steps and made them codified in machinery instead of being dependent on humans? And so this Optimus, welcome in. We're just wrapping up. I was just talking about sort of the backstory to one of the poems in Babbage's dream, and how it literally was a dream. He dreamt. There were two different dreams that he had. He had one dream where he woke up and he thought all these calculations, all these tables could be produced by steam, could be done with machinery. But then the other, you know, later on, he was trying to solve a problem that had to do with how do you handle, you know, this was back with the difference engine. How do you handle the calculation, the tallying of like, so it was instead of using multiplication and division, he had an algorithmic way of doing it through additive and subtractive functions instead. So rewrote them to be faster in this other method. But it did lead to this problem where if you were doing subtractions, you would at some point have to carry numbers. Or if you were doing addition, you'd have to carry numbers. Anyways, so he was trying to figure out how to do that. And then he dreamt up a solution which had to do with having a little rod at the very top of the column of numbers that once it wound all the way around, it would tap into the next column and cause it to rotate too. And so, yeah. We're doing great. I mean, ish. This is my first, this is my third attempt at the tournament, and my first one that's actually gotten off the ground, you know, with a bow and not like had some sort of disastrous start. So we're making progress, but yeah, let's see where we're at right now. We're on day 24. We're at 103 points, which is not very good. It does mean we killed 2 bears and 9 wolves and picked up a little bit of, you know, rabbits and deer along the way. Yeah, the tournament, I'll throw that up here. There is small cash prizes. I don't think they're, well, I mean, modest, not small. I'm not paying too much attention to that because I don't think I'm going to win my division because it's a crowded division. Loper is going to be crowded. There's going to be some really good people in there. I just want to have a complete run. Maybe I'll do another one later. But so I'm about halfway through day 24, and we need to kill more bear. We do. Like, someone else on day 14 already has like way more bear kills than I do. You know, they've been running the map all over the place, like trying to gun down and shoot down, or try to take down as many bears as possible in such a short period of time. But I've not been as efficient. We had a late start. We had, what was it? We started off well with matches, bedroll, pry bar. And by day 4, we had the hacksaw. And day 5, we even had the hammer. But we didn't get our first maple down until day 6, which kind of meant we had to wait until day 14 before we could actually craft our bow. So it was a little bit unfortunate that it took so long to find maple. I'd been hoping to get a day 0 maple down, but that didn't happen. Being a dinosaur, yeah. Well, I certainly don't stream the long dark as well. I don't. I guess in the last week I've been streaming more, but yeah. Usually it's about 3 times a week for me. Anyways, we're going to wrap up here and go find someone else to raid. Let's do our save here. But we are on day 24. We're about halfway through our challenge. Yeah, look at that. You'll be forged by day 6. That's really solid. Let's see if we can find someone else. Raid. Bring all our other raiders. Oh, before we do that, we do this. We should not forget to. Oops.
I just need a katana. Exactly. Oh, okay. Well, let's just. Okay, there we go.
So cool. Yeah. Okay. It is what it is. Wonder how long this one runs.
I'm gonna call that a win.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go find someone to raid. Okay, AV, Mr. Nice Gamer. Mr. Nice Gamer's already returned in his first run. Look at that. Okay, we'll check in with AV. Okay, we're heading over to AV, who is also doing the tournament, but doing the nope level. And we'll catch up over there. Take care. Good night, all. And we'll see you maybe Friday, I think. We'll see. Maybe could be tomorrow night. We'll see what time I get back.